friends, welcome to a new video. Look, today I've got a mystery box for you, completely full of animals. Also, in today's video, we're going to use the Great Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs to learn a lot of new things about all of them. Here on the cover, we can already see a big Spinosaur. We also see other types of animals and even flying reptiles in the blue sky. Let's see everything that's hidden inside this box. Look, over here, you can already see the tail of a dinosaur sticking out. Let's uncover it. Wow, friends, we have a bunch of different animals. Let's take them all out so we can learn their names and some of their characteristics. Let's start with the first one. And here we have a big dinosaur figure. Look, the figure is really big and I love all the colors it has. On the top, we can also see a large crest of spikes that goes from its head all the way to the end of its tail. Also, if we look closer, we can see that the crest comes in a bronze color. Super cool. We can also see a large jaw, as you can see. It's articulated. You can open and close it, revealing a lot of sharp teeth. This dinosaur is called Suchomimus, a dinosaur that lived in the area of Nigeria and lived on planet Earth during the Cretaceous period. As you can see, it is bipedal. It walked on its hind legs, while its front legs were also quite long and had 3 strong claws. According to researchers, it is believed that this type of dinosaur fed on fish. We'll leave it here and continue with another type of animal. Let's see. Look, it's over here. We have a soft figure. It's a long-necked dinosaur. By the shape of its body, its legs, and especially the shape of its skull, we already know that it's a Brachiosaurus. It was a giant among giants and lived during the Jurassic period, more than 200 million years ago. It had a long tail, and as a fun fact, I can also tell you that its front legs were bigger than its back legs. Well, because they had to support the weight of this long neck. It fed on plants, grass, leaves, and fruit, and could eat hundreds of kilos of food a day. Let's see, what else do we have here? Look, friends, we have a sea animal. Wow! The inside is full of transparent Orbis beads. Do you know what kind of animal it is? It's a cuttlefish. Here we can see how long its head is, eyes. On each side, we find its eyes. But the coolest thing about cuttlefish is their tentacles. Whoop. On the underside of each tentacle, there are suction cups. Also, the most characteristic thing about cuttlefish is that they have a foolproof defense technique when they feel threatened. They are able to expel very dark-colored ink. In this way, the water turns a very dark color and its predator is unable to see it. This way, it will be able to escape and save its life. Woo! We'll leave it here and continue with another type of dinosaur. Look, here we have a pretty big figure. And check this out. It looks like its whole body has been put together with these orange screws. As you can see, it can also move its legs, its tail, and its head up and down, just like its jaw. A curious fact about the Stegosaurus is that its head is very small compared to the rest of its body. The upper part was completely covered with bony plates that reached all the way to the end of its tail. In addition, at the tip, it had spikes that it used to move from side to side to defend itself from predators that tried to attack it. Look, I really like the detail of its eye. It's super beautiful. The Stegosaurus lived on planet Earth during the Jurassic period. It could reach approximately 14 meters in length. So just imagine how big it was. As you know, it was also herbivorous. It fed on plants, leaves, and grass. Let's continue with another different animal. How about we bring out a big carnivore? Wow, friends! Also, the figure is impressive. Look, the first thing that catches my attention about this dinosaur is the feathers it has on the top of its head and also on the claws of its front legs. Look. Its front arms are very thin and slender, but as you can see, they are quite long to be able to catch food. Obviously, this is a carnivorous dinosaur. Look at this jaw completely full of sharp teeth. In addition, it can reveal its long tongue. Wow, we can also move it. If you notice, its eye is also super piercing. It comes in a beautiful amber color. And the best part is that this figure has movement and sound features. Look! We can press the tail. And as you can see, it moves its neck, moves its legs, and opens and closes its jaw. It even looks like its tongue moves too. At the same time, it lets out a big roar. This big carnivorous dinosaur has arrived to spread terror. Believe it, Hifone. It's one of the biggest figures we've gotten so far. And let's continue with a very different animal. Look at what's coming out of our box. It's a snake! Also, I love its color. It looks like a golden color. A metallic shade. Although on the underside, we can see a different tone. As you can see, it has all the details, and up close, we can appreciate its open jaw with two strong fangs and its forked tongue. Look, as you can see, it's split in two at the tip, and the best part is that we can stretch it to launch it. Voila! There are many different types of snakes, and some are small, but others are gigantic, like the reticulated python or the anaconda. This one here doesn't look very big, and it doesn't seem very dangerous either. Also, there are some that are venomous, and the venom of many of them can be lethal. We'll leave it here and continue with a different one. Let's see. Look, we have a kind of mutant dinosaur, voila! This is a Parasaurolophus. It's easily recognizable because of the big horn it had on the back of its head. However, this Parasaurolophus has grown a lot of muscles and big fists. Boom, boom, boom! Let's look in the Great Encyclopedia for more information about what it was like. The Parasaurolophus tells us that its name meant crested reptile, and it could also reach about 1.8 meters tall. The most interesting thing is that it tells us its horn sounded like a trombone. That is, using it. It could make sounds to communicate with other members of its own species. Also, as you can see here in these illustrations, it was able to walk on its hind legs or also walk on all fours, meaning it was both bipedal and quadrupedal. We still have animals left in the box. And look, it seems we have two mini dinosaur figures. These are two large carnivores. On one hand, we have the great Giganotosaurus, a large-sized carnivorous dinosaur. As you can see on the top, it had a large crest, and it can also open and close its jaw. On the other hand, we have the great Tyrannosaurus rex, one of the largest predators that has ever existed on planet Earth. Both the Giganotosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus rex could face each other and engage in great battles. Things were very evenly matched. The Tyrannosaurus rex lived on planet Earth during the Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago. Just its head alone measured 1.5 meters, and in addition, something very characteristic about it is that its front legs were tiny and had only 2 fingers. both figures are from Jurassic World, at the bottom, we can see its small logo, which tells us that this is an official dinosaur from the movie. Let's leave these two miniature dinosaurs here. Oops! And let's take out what's left. And here, we have a really interesting animal. Can you recognize it? This type of mammal is called the Tasmanian devil. It gets this name because it mainly lives on the island of Tasmania, although there are actually only a few of them. Up close, we can appreciate the details of its fur and its ears, but what really catches my attention is its large jaw. We can see that it has several fangs, and we can also notice the details of its tongue and its palate. This type of animal has a very strong bite. Also, it can weigh approximately between 8 and 14 kilos, with the male being larger than the female. A fascinating and little known animal. We'll leave it here. And we only have one animal left in the box. Shum. It's a type of feline. It's a leopard. And look. I love the position it's in. It's in an attack stance. It looks like it's making a big leap to pounce on its prey. What I like most about this type of feline is its fur. As you can see, it's completely covered in little black spots. Also, up close we can appreciate different textures, and as you can see, it's super soft because the inside is filled with little cork balls. Up close, we can even appreciate its large jaw. As you can see, it also has several fangs. This type of feline is able to run at high speed and also has a very slender body as well as a long tail. They love to rest in the shade under the trees or even climb up into them. And now friends, we finished today's video. Here we have all the different animals that we found inside the mystery box. We got reptiles, mammals, aquatic animals, and dinosaurs. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can help me out by giving me a super like, a thumbs up, and I encourage you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. And now friends, it's time to say goodbye. I'll see you in the next video with more fun surprises. Bye!